Welcome in, along with Mike Renner. I'm Steve Palazzolo, and this is your Greedy Williams NFL Draft Profile, all powered by PFF Edge and Elite. Mike, when we talk about Greedy Williams, we've given him the label as maybe the best press corner in this draft. I do think, even though we put a first-round grade on him, he might not be a fit for everybody, but for those man coverage teams, they should really like his skill set.
Yeah, almost 6'2", just a shade under that. I do worry about he's a little on the slighter side at 185 pounds, but I think he can grow into that frame. Got the length, got the size that you want, and then in press man coverage there in the SEC, he held up with wide receivers that will be playing in the NFL. 21 pass breakups over the last 2 years, and only coming out as a redshirt sophomore. I mean, his redshirt freshman season, what he did that year in the SEC with a 90-plus coverage grade, I mean, that's elite level play that while he took a step back this year, you think he'll be able to recapture and develop into in the NFL.
Yeah, when we're evaluating corners here at PFF, because a season really is a small sample size when it comes to cornerback play. When you look at the 2 seasons and stack them up, it gives you just a better profile of that player. And Greedy's right up there with DeAndre Baker of Georgia, Byron Murphy of Washington as the highest graded players over the last 2 years. And if you look at just the passer rating against in his 2-year career at LSU, 39.3. I mean, that's incredible. It's like throwing the ball into the dirt every single time, as our guy Sam likes to say. Again, we said he's not a fit for everybody because I do think he excels in press man coverage, but playing off coverage, not as good of a feel, maybe playing in space.
Yeah, his off coverage is definitely not on par with other cornerbacks in this class in terms of breaking on balls in zone, reading route concepts. So I think you best off have him in press man coverage. He doesn't have the quick hips or the quick, change of direction that some of the other corners have either. I didn't even actually do a shuttle or a 3-cone as pro day or at the combine. I didn't even do those tests, which is always, a little, why aren't you doing it? That's a little suspect, but 4.37 speed, what he can do in press coverage, you can't really teach a guy to do. So from that perspective, if you're a man-heavy team, you should be coveting him probably as your number 1 corner.
Yeah, the straight line stuff was spectacular. You mentioned the 40 time, a 1.51, 10-yard dash, so everything in a straight line is really, really good for Greedy Williams. The other thing I think that you notice is when he went up against DK Metcalf, the big freakish wide receiver from Ole Miss, he handled his speed and his size better than anyone last season. There were many plays where you saw Metcalf either overpower corners at the line of scrimmage or just run away from them. Greedy had that second gear to be able to stick with him down the field. I think that was very telling.
Yeah, a lot of people are pointing that out as, worrisome for Metcalf at the next level. I don't think it's that worrisome to me. It's just that Greedy Williams is that good. Greedy Williams has that potential at the next level to stick with the Julio Joneses of the world when not a lot of cornerbacks in the NFL do.
Now, not to compare to the same school guys, because he's a completely different player from Tre'Davious White, but one of our concerns is the inconsistent maybe 2018 season from Greedy Williams. But Tre'Davious White had this up and down career where he went from good to not so good, then to good again. So the overall body of work for Tre'Davious White was very good. Greedy Williams, same thing. We like him projecting forward to the NFL.
Yeah, that's the thing. You mentioned it earlier. 2-year sample size. He did it as a redshirt freshman, and still graded well. Maybe even though we took a step back as a redshirt sophomore, and then we take all of that in totality. He's never played bad football at a college level. It's never been. He's never really gotten exposed at any point in time. Even if he had some bad games, they weren't getting exposed. It was just bad by his standards.
So there you have it. It's our Greedy Williams NFL Draft Profile. He's a first-round player, the best press man corner in the draft. It's all been powered by PFF Edge and Elite.